Anfield agenda, unpopular opinions, Instagram edition. First one up, Klopp's game management is the main reason why we are where we are. The main reason is the lack of rebuilding of the squad, the lack of looking ahead to that aging midfield of ours. If you look at our attack, we've refreshed it. We've got attackers in 23, 25, 26. But the midfield is the glaring omission, and I think we need to know whether that's Klopp's stubbornness of I'll only have my top targets and nobody else. That's great if you end up getting your top targets, but if you don't, you've just prolonged the pain for a year. His in-game management has been something that I can't lie, has frustrated me and many other Liverpool fans. It used to just be the substitutions, really. We used to wonder why he didn't make them earlier. Now I've got to say I do agree a bit, particularly about the minutes given to Fabio Carvalho. I don't get this. I don't get what message it sends to the young lad that you're seeing Curtis Jones or you're seeing other players who have no future at the clubs like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, whose contract is up, getting those minutes. Why not give them to a youngster? So I do question some of the man management, which is never a phrase I thought I would say about Jurgen Klopp. The next one up, Darwin Nunes will win the Ballon d'Or in the next decade. If we look at Darwin through unbiased eyes and just look at it as a neutral, he isn't there yet, right? I think we'll all agree. He's not at the very top, but nor should he be. You've got outliers like Erling Haaland who are just, and I mean this in a complimentary way, freaks of nature. Just really, really, really good at scoring goals. But when I look at Darwin Nunes, I see somebody, who has all the traits to be a global superstar. Somebody who could go all the way. I like what I see. I think the kid has the talent to go all the way to the very, very top. And I hope that we see that at Liverpool. And I hope that you're right. I hope that he does win a Ballon d'Or in the next decade. You know, you're probably looking at a situation where Haaland and Mbappe are going to fight it out. Why can't their boy be in there as well? So I'm gonna say hopefully. Why not? Curtis Jones has potential to be one of our best midfielders. I think you're about a year and a half too late with that comment. I think that potential now has moved on to stagnation. When Curtis Jones broke through, when he was scoring that goal against Everton, when he was head and shoulders above most of the other youth players, I would have agreed with you. But right now, be it unfortunate with injuries or just hanging onto the ball too much, or I don't know what it is, but he hasn't developed. So I would sell Curtis Jones, and I would sell Curtis Jones in a heartbeat, not even a thought process. Definitely just sell. I don't think he's ever going to make it. And I have to hold my hands up to that, because if you rewind back a season or two ago, I was convinced he would. But football is a fickle business, and Curtis Jones hasn't progressed as much as we'd have hoped. Gakpo isn't as good as people say he is. Who are the people you're talking to? Because remember, before Liverpool signed him, he was the best thing since sliced bread. Everybody couldn't get enough of Cody Gakpo, lighting up the World Cup, United fans making the welcome to our club video. Then he signs for Liverpool, and there's a bit of revisiting this topic and a bit of a change of opinion from Manchester United fans and opposition clubs fans, which, to be honest, is always the way when Liverpool sign a player. When we signed him, I didn't understand the thought process behind that signing. Now I can see he is probably a tailor-made replacement for Roberto Firmino and is doing a lot of the stuff Roberto Firmino did, albeit probably not to the levels yet that Bobby did in his pomp, but I think there's a lot there, and I'm very, very happy to have Cody Gakpo with the club. So I disagree. I think he is as good as people say he is. He's certainly as good as we think he is, and I think his ceiling is quite high. He's just not going to be a winger for Liverpool. Mane was more important to Liverpool than Mohamed Salah. I guess this is probably the age-old question, right? Which one should we have kept? If you're looking at it from a goal-scoring perspective, there is no competition. It is clearly Mohamed Salah. Sadio Mane did what Sadio Mane did, which was give us end product, give us a work rate, give us space for people to operate in. It was really difficult to say goodbye to Sadio. And hand on heart, I think it was a toss of a coin for me about which one I would have kept at the club. I can't just rewrite history and say it would have been 100% one or the other. I think they both have a lot of great attributes. I do think in bringing in Lucho Diaz, we've probably brought in the best replacement we could possibly get for Sadio Mane without cloning Sadio Mane. And look, Sadio Mane's time at Bayern Munich hasn't exactly been a roaring success yet. He's had an injury concern, he's coming back. It's just a shame that that front three had to be broken up, isn't it? Because they were special. They gave us a lot of memories. But it is what it is, and I do think Sadio probably felt a little bit underappreciated by the club. Everything was always around Mohamed Salah. Mane goes and wins the AFCON. It was about the impact it would have on Salah, and How can we get Salah back to his best? How can we keep Salah confident? Mane qualified for the World Cup with Senegal. Again, a lot of the focus was around Mohamed Salah and how that will impact Salah. Then we had the drama about his contract. Salah got his new contract and Mane went to pastures new. It is what it is, but I think you could probably toss a coin as to which one we should have kept. Right, Robbo is overrated. Really? That's what we're going with? Andy Robertson's overrated? I don't think so. When you talk about an 8 million fullback that came in from Hull, that was relegated, and to see what he's achieved, and to see the stats that he's put up, and to see the impact he's had in the dressing room, on the pitch, and with the fan base, I in no way think Andy Robertson is overrated. In fact, I think Andy Robertson probably doesn't get the credit that he deserves for the career that he's after carving out for himself through sheer hard graft and effort. So, nah, not for me. Robbo's an absolute legend. Love the man. Oh, and he's a great shithouse as well. Almost forgot that bit. Bajcetic isn't that good. Elliott over him. So, two parts to that comment. Bajcetic isn't that good. Yeah, of course he's not. That's why Real Madrid wanted him. That's why Liverpool wanted him. That's why a whole host of other clubs were trying to get him. And that's why Jurgen Klopp put faith in him to play in Liverpool's midfield at 17 and 18 years of age. Because he isn't that good. Sure, what would Klopp know? What would Real Madrid know? What would all these clubs know? He's brilliant. Let's be honest. Stefan Bajcetic is an absolute steal for €300,000, I think it was, that we signed him from Celta Vigo. So yes, he is that good, and he will be a mainstay in this Liverpool midfield for years to come, hopefully. And Elliott over him, I think you're comparing apples and pears. I mean, one is a midfielder that can play in a 6 or an 8, and the other is a winger who's been asked to play right side of midfield. Potentially as a 10 maybe with Harvey Elliott, but I don't see how you can compare the two of them. But you know what? We've got them both, so let's enjoy them. We need more than Jude Bellingham in our midfield. Yes, that's not unpopular. That's sensible as far as I'm concerned. Look, ideal summer, you said to me, Craig, go out there, pick 2 players to come in, play for Liverpool in midfield. Who would it be? Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, most likely. That would be my answer. You could go Barella, you could go many other players. But we do need more than Bellingham. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think we probably need 3 midfield players, and 2 of them to be absolute stonewall starters. 1 maybe with a bit of potential. Defence hasn't been a worse problem than the midfield is, or defence has been a worse problem than midfield this season. I think they go hand in hand. So the way that we play, we like to press up, condense the pitch, and kind of force teams into turning over possession. When we're not doing that, when confidence is low, when the midfield hasn't got the legs that we need it to, the knock-on effect of that is that it impacts the defence. Particularly from Trent's situation, when we're penning teams in, when we're controlling possession and territory, often we just have to cover balls in behind to Trent, into his channel. And usually if you've got pacey centre-backs like we do with Canada, he can come across and clear those. So I don't think defence has been the biggest problem. It's a problem, but I do think a lot of this can be traced back to the lack of recruitment in midfield. And the final one, Alisson is Liverpool's best goalkeeper in history. See, I don't think it's fair for me to answer that. I can only answer for goalkeepers that I've seen in my lifetime. You will speak to anybody around Liverpool Football Club and they probably tell you it's a toss-up between Ali and Ray Clemence. I wasn't old enough to remember Ray Clemence. I've seen Bruce Grobbelaar, I've seen David James, I've seen Pepe Reina, I've seen Jerzy Dudek, I've seen Westerveld. I've seen lots of goalkeepers come and go at Liverpool Football Club. But I can say without any shadow of a doubt, in my lifetime, definitely Alisson Becker is the greatest goalkeeper I've seen play for Liverpool Football Club. And I didn't think I'd ever beat Pepe Reina because I absolutely love that man. But yes, Alisson to me is the greatest goalkeeper in my lifetime to wear a Liverpool shirt. Right, my friends, that is the end of the Unpopular Opinions Instagram edition. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video and of course hit that subscribe button for me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.